proof that Ethereum, Cardano, and ICP love Kaspa. Let's jump right on into it. Okay guys, Kaspa today is sitting at a price of 16.95 cents, up 2.65% for the day. Everything's kind of rebounded a little bit. Kaspa has held strong during that last market crash, and that is extremely positive to see. So keep on DCAing and get as much Kaspa as you can before the price decides to go on its next leg up, because once it does, we're probably not going to see these prices again. So stick to your plan, keep DCAing, you will be rewarded in the end. Now, moving on, make sure you also get yourself a Tangem wallet. By far, the most important thing you can do if you're investing in crypto. Keep your funds off of the interwebs and in your own custody, in your own house, in a safe place, where they will not get hacked or stolen. If you can afford to, get yourself 2 or 3 wallets, diversify between the 2 or 3, extra layer of security there. So I can't stress enough how important keeping your funds off of exchanges and off of hot wallets is. It is by far the most important thing that you can do in crypto. It's only a matter of time before somebody else who is storing their crypto on an exchange or storing their crypto on a hot wallet gets hacked and gets scammed and gets their funds stolen again. It happens all the time, and I don't want to see any of you guys fall into that boat. So, link for the official Tangem website down in the description, and use code CATDADDY at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. So, moving on here, I want to talk real quick. I'm going to show you 3 short videos, and the first video is going to be Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum. The second video is going to be Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano. And the third video is going to be Dominic W., I don't know his actual last name, founder of ICP. So let's jump right on in and take a look at these videos, and then we will talk for a few seconds afterwards and analyze what we just watched.
The latest message-driven, greedy, heaviest observed sub-tree fork choice rule is an adaptation of Ghost, which was proposed by Jonathan Sampolinsky and Aviv Zohar in 2013 to a proof-of-stake context. So the idea of Ghost is basically, it's a fork choice rule that says if you want to figure out which block is the head of the chain, then you start at the beginning, and if there's only one child, you go to the child, but if there's a choice between 2 children, you go to the child that has more messages supporting it. So here, 1 message supporting it, here 4, and then you go up to the next fork, then there's 3 choices, this one has 2, and you go here, and you keep going until you find the head. So Ghost is interesting because it allows us to take in more information, right? It allows us to take in information not just from blocks that arrive in sequence, but also from blocks that arrive in parallel.
Ghost actually is a DAG-style architecture in Ethereum.
I know it is the big one at the moment. It's a very fascinating project, and there's some very smart minds working on that too.
Right. So briefly, what we want to do is we want to research Spectre, which came from Avi Zohar and Jonathan Sampolinsky, and extract from Spectre a specification and see if we can pull it into a production cryptocurrency like Zencash.
Now that's not the CPU floor. Spectre.
No, Spectre's a little bit older. So Spectre, the upgrade for Ghost. And that's the problem, is that you come up with a super cool name for your product. Somebody steals your damn names for it. But if you Google Spectre Avi Zohar, A-V-I-Z-O-H-A-R, basically it's the upgrade of the prior work that they did, which was Ghost, which was what we used in Ethereum. The point is that you can make many blocks in parallel, and that you can have a different way of structuring data and structuring transactions so that you can get as much scalability as possible. And your entire network reaches eventual consistency, but you don't necessarily need to have strong consistency in the beginning. Right. Well, with mining, you kind of have a few parameters that you can adjust to speed up the system. But the one that's probably the most prominent is block interval. So Bitcoin has a 10-minute block interval. All right, so this wasn't chosen randomly. It appears that Satoshi actually did some data science work, and he realized that if you decrease the block interval the probability of two people finding a bad block at the same time, the same block at the same time, or like I say, equivalent blocks at the same time, they'll be different, their hash value, but they basically are both valid, is going to increase dramatically. Okay, what does that mean? It means that you now have a competition, because one part of your network sees Alice's block first, and one part of your network sees Bob's block first. So one part thinks Bob is the leader, one part thinks Alice is the leader. Now, what Toshi said is that for this block competition scenario, some people are going to work on Alice's block, and some people are going to work on Bob's block, and whoever gets a block built on top of their block first becomes a legitimate blockchain, and that other block gets discarded. So that means all the work, let's say, Bob did is wasted. And all the work that people invested to build on top of Bob's block is wasted. So orphan blocks are real bad. It's not a good thing.
Is there a way you can pay orphan blocks a part of the block reward or something like that?
Well, that's exactly what Ghost was all about, which said, okay, hang on a second here. Why don't we call these guys uncles? So there's this guy, but we have uncles, and we're just going to pay all of them, right? So we'll give the primary chain, the longest chain, we're going to give them the bulk of the reward. But then these like other blocks here, we're still going to put them in because they're useful, and they're going to be approving different transactions than Alice's block. And we're now not wasting as much work. So what does that mean? We can shrink the block interval. All right, so we can go from 10 minutes to seconds to maybe even sub-seconds. And the whole network doesn't have to see all the blocks before we get working on the next block, because it's okay to build in different directions. Now, the problem is that it turns out that Ghost wasn't enough to completely solve this type of problem, whereas Spectre is an attempt to take it on steroids and put rigorous mathematical foundations behind it, build a whole theory of how you can build this web of blocks instead of just one chain.
On board, rather than use it will be Satoshi's strongest chain effort. It took the Abizo's Ghost protocol from Hebrew University, which is vastly superior.
So those are 3 major projects and 3 highly profiled individuals in the space talking about Ghost protocol and Yonatan Sampolinsky inventing it before Kaspa was even a thing. And I think that says all you need to know about who Yonatan Sampolinsky is, what Kaspa is, and what the future of cryptocurrency is moving forward. One more thing. I need somebody in the comments section to get a mop and clean up Jerry Banfield's tears, because he's making a mess down there. Pack your damn bags before it's too late. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.